Chosen one, stop exactly what you are doing. Do not scroll past this message. Archangel Michael has been waiting for 3 entire hours just for you to open this, and you now have exactly 99 seconds left to listen. The algorithm did not bring you here. This is a divine appointment that was orchestrated from the highest realms of heaven. A massive trap was just blocked. An enemy tried to destroy your peace today. They set a spiritual snare meant to shatter your financial stability and your family, but Michael stood in the gap for you. He intercepted the attack before it could even touch your physical reality. Now he requires one thing from you. You must remain completely silent for the next 99 seconds. Do not let your mind wander. Lock your attention right here. You have been feeling extremely strange over the last 3 hours. Your shoulders feel heavy. Your mind is clouded with a sudden fog. You thought you were just tired. You thought you were losing your motivation. But I need you to understand the absolute truth right now, because that sudden exhaustion is not a sign of weakness. It is the direct physical aftershock of the intense spiritual warfare that was just fought on your behalf. You have been fighting battles that nobody else can see. You smile and carry the weight of everyone around you. You are always the one giving your energy. But when you need support, the room suddenly goes quiet. Heaven has watched every single tear you cried in secret, and the universe knows exactly how much it cost you to keep your heart pure. You survived the darkness because you are a masterpiece of God. You felt like everything was falling apart lately. Doors were slamming shut right in your face. The delay felt like a cruel punishment. You started to wonder if you were doing something wrong. But there is no guilt on your hands today. That delay was not a denial of your blessings. God closed those doors because walking through them would have led you straight into the trap the enemy prepared. The presence of Archangel Michael is filling your room right now. You might feel a slight change in the temperature. You might feel a gentle pressure on the top of your head. That is his protective shield locking into place around your aura. He is holding back the chaos so you can finally breathe. Take one deep breath slowly. Drop your tense shoulders. Let the pure divine energy wash over your exhausted spirit while you rest safely in this protected space. You are the spiritual intercessor for your bloodline. This means your soul absorbs the toxic energy directed at your family. You process their pain while your physical body sleeps. That is exactly why you wake up feeling drained. It is not weakness or random anxiety. It is the heavy toll of being a spiritual shield. But Michael is stepping in today to relieve you from this grueling duty, and your shift is finally over. The people who plotted against your downfall are currently in a state of sheer panic. They thought their silent curses were working. They thought your isolation meant that heaven had finally abandoned you. But they severely underestimated the power of the light inside you. They hated you because your pure frequency exposed their hidden darkness. And now their own trap is reversing directly onto them while heaven watches. I need you to stay completely focused. Do not let the matrix distract you with random thoughts right now. The next 99 seconds are the critical window of your month. Michael is downloading a specific blueprint into your subconscious mind as you listen to my voice. This blueprint contains the exact instructions you need to navigate the coming days. You are a discerning warrior. You can feel this truth in your bones. Think back to exactly what you were doing 3 hours ago. You felt a sudden shift in your mood. A wave of unexplained sadness or frustration washed over you out of nowhere. You probably blamed yourself for being too emotional. You must stop blaming yourself immediately. That was the exact moment the enemy launched their unseen attack, and that was the exact moment Michael drew his flaming sword to protect your destiny. Your path has been undeniably harder than anyone else around you. The universe demands more from you because your assignment is monumentally greater. You are the generational cycle breaker. You were born into that specific bloodline to shatter the chains of poverty and emotional abuse. The enemy tried to break your mind early to stop you from reaching this very second, but you are completely unbreakable. The matrix operates through deception and sudden chaos. The system wanted you to break down and surrender your spiritual authority. They needed you to feel completely hopeless, so you would lower your energetic defenses. But heaven does not sleep. The angels saw the hidden hands moving the pieces against you, and God dispatched Michael with a direct order to dismantle the entire operation before you even knew it existed. We are approaching the end of your 99 seconds of silence. The spiritual atmosphere around you has completely stabilized. The chaotic noise of the matrix has been muted by the wings of the Archangel. But there is a massive revelation you still need to understand. You must know exactly why the enemy chose today, of all days, to launch their most desperate attack against your life. You must listen very carefully right now. The heavy feeling sitting on your chest is not what you think it is. You have spent the last 3 hours questioning your own mind. You wondered why your motivation suddenly evaporated into thin air. But heaven needs to correct your perspective immediately. You are not experiencing random depression. That intense physical exhaustion is actually spiritual debris. When Archangel Michael clashed with the dark forces 3 hours ago, the impact sent shockwaves through the unseen realm. Your sensitive spirit absorbed the vibrations of that massive collision. The tiredness you feel in your bones is the exact proof that a violent war was just fought. The system wants to label your exhaustion as a mental flaw. The matrix tries to convince you that you are just weak or broken, but you are a spiritual shield for your entire bloodline. You took the energetic hit while your family slept peacefully. You are feeling the lingering smoke of a battlefield where your ultimate victory was just secured. You have been incredibly frustrated by the constant delays in your life. You prayed for a financial breakthrough months ago. You asked the universe why every single door remained locked tight. I need you to completely erase the word rejection from your vocabulary today. God's delay is never a denial. The delay you experienced was absolute exactness. If heaven had opened those doors any earlier, you would have walked directly into an ambush. The enemy had laced your path with hidden snares designed to drain your new wealth. Michael needed time to sweep the perimeter and neutralize every single trap. The wait was not a punishment for your past mistakes. The wait was your ultimate protection. Look at the intense isolation you have experienced lately. Friends have suddenly stopped calling you. People you trusted quietly walked away without any real explanation. You felt like the ultimate black sheep of the universe. But heaven is revealing a massive truth to you right now. Your sudden isolation is a divine quarantine orchestrated by God. You are stepping into a season of immense power. Your frequency is upgrading to a level that ordinary people simply cannot handle. The universe had to pull you away from the noise. If those energy vampires stayed in your inner circle, they would have stolen the mega deposit heaven is preparing for you. Their departure was a forced evacuation. You are a masterpiece of God. Your soul is too expensive to be surrounded by cheap intentions. The Archangel deliberately made people uncomfortable around your light, so they would leave on their own. You cried when they walked away because you have a tender heart, but you must stop mourning the loss of people who were secretly praying for your downfall. Think about the bizarre body aches you felt recently. Your neck was stiff and your lower back ached for no logical reason. Western medicine calls it stress. But spiritual warriors know the actual truth. You were carrying the heavy, energetic cords of people who refuse to heal themselves. You have been the ultimate cycle breaker for everyone else. You are officially released from the burden of healing people who want to stay broken. Michael just severed those invisible cords with his flaming sword. The sudden lightness you are about to feel in your body is real. Breathe it in right now. Take one deep breath slowly, drop your shoulders, and type, "I am ready to affirm this frequency." Everything in your life has been heavily monitored by the divine. There are absolutely no coincidences in the life of a chosen one. Every closed door and every silent room was a calculated chess move by the Creator. The enemy thought they were delaying your success, but God was actually using their interference to train you for your quiet authority. You have successfully passed a rigorous test of endurance. You smiled while carrying weight that would have crushed an ordinary human being. Your kindness was never a weakness. Your empathy was a divine strategy designed to confuse the dark forces. They could not understand why you refused to become bitter after everything they stole from you. The spiritual realm is currently realigning your physical reality. The debris from the battle is finally settling. The fog in your mind will start to clear within the next 24 hours. You will wake up tomorrow with a profound sense of untouchable peace, but you must firmly lock this new perspective into your conscious mind right now. Do not let the matrix pull you back into self-doubt. The next time you feel physically exhausted out of nowhere, you will not panic. You will quietly recognize it as the sound of your angels fighting the unseen war. You will smile because you know the battle is already won, but there is a dark layer to the enemy's plan that we must expose next. We must now expose the exact blueprint of the enemy. The matrix operates entirely on the frequency of deception and sudden distraction. They knew this exact window of time was marked for your massive breakthrough, and they launched a calculated campaign of chaos to steal your focus. You need to see their hidden tactics clearly today, so you never fall into their traps again. Think about the random inconveniences that hit you recently. Things in your house suddenly breaking down for absolutely no reason. Unexpected bills appearing right when you felt a moment of financial relief. This was never just a string of bad luck, because luck does not exist in the spiritual realm where your battles are fought. These were precision strikes designed to trigger your anxiety. The system is terrified of a chosen one who realizes their true power. When you operate in peace, your frequency fractures the very foundation of their control. So they must keep your mind trapped in a constant state of survival mode. They need you worrying about money and mundane details so you forget your divine assignment, and they want you permanently distracted from your true purpose. Listen to me very carefully right now. The dark forces cannot actually touch your blessings or steal your mega deposit directly. God placed a divine seal on your destiny that they cannot break. But they can manipulate your emotions to make you drop the key, hoping you become so exhausted that you simply give up right before the finish line. They often use the people closest to you to deliver their poison. You noticed sudden arguments starting over absolutely nothing. People you love suddenly acted completely out of character and projected their insecurities onto you. The enemy uses these unhealed individuals as physical vessels to drain your spiritual energy, making this a highly strategic, emotional ambush designed to isolate you. They want you to engage in their petty drama. If you fight back on their low level, you automatically lower your own frequency. And when your frequency drops, you become temporarily blind to the divine signs heaven is sending you. That is how they make you miss your transition, because they bury your miracles under a heavy pile of manufactured stress. But you are the discerning warrior. You have the spiritual sight to see right through their fragile illusions. You stopped reacting to their provocations and you chose silence instead. Your refusal to engage completely short-circuited their entire operation, and silence is your ultimate weapon because the Matrix has no defense against a quiet mind. The Archangel watched them coordinate this massive distraction. Michael saw the specific trap they laid out for your finances and your family. He let them build their little snare just so he could obliterate it at the perfect moment. God loves to let the enemy think they are winning right before the divine reversal happens, and that beautiful reversal is happening for you right now. They tried to make you feel like you were falling behind everyone else. They flooded your mind with images of other people succeeding while you were stuck in the waiting room. That is the oldest trick in their deceptive playbook. They wanted you to step out of divine timing and force a premature door open, but you stayed faithful to the wait and protected your spirit. You must understand why they are so fiercely intimidated by you. You carry a light that naturally exposes their hidden agendas without you even trying. You walk into a room and their fake personas begin to melt away. They do not hate your personality, but they absolutely despise the brilliant Spirit of God resting heavily upon your shoulders because you are their worst nightmare. Take a deep breath right now and release any lingering frustration. Do not be angry at the people they used to hurt you. Those individuals are merely sleeping pawns trapped deeply inside the matrix. Your battle is not against flesh and blood, but your battle is against unseen energies that are currently panicking because you figured out their game. You are a generational cycle breaker. Your victory dismantles their control over your entire bloodline. They wanted to keep your family trapped in poverty and emotional trauma for another 100 years. But you stood up and said no. You took the hits, and you absorbed the pain to protect the generations coming after you, and heaven profoundly honors your massive sacrifice today. The chaos of the last 72 hours was their final desperate attempt to hold you back. They threw everything they had at you because they knew their time was officially up. A spiritual transition of this magnitude always attracts intense resistance. The heavier the unseen attack against your life, the greater the deposit heaven is about to safely release into your waiting hands. You are standing on the very edge of the greatest shift of your life. But there are specific physical signs your body has been giving you during this profound transition, and you need to recognize these exact symptoms immediately. Listen to my voice very carefully right now. The profound spiritual shift happening around you is not just an invisible concept. Your physical vessel has been undergoing a massive energetic upgrade over the last 72 hours. Heaven is literally rewiring your spiritual DNA to hold the incoming mega deposit. There are 3 specific physical signs you have experienced lately. You must understand these 3 signs to fully grasp your new authority. The system tries to tell you these are just random medical symptoms, but heaven wants to reveal the divine truth behind your physical discomfort today. Your body is simply adjusting to a much higher frequency. Let us explore the first undeniable sign that your spiritual upgrade is almost entirely complete. Sign number 1 is the sudden disruption of your sleep cycle. You have been waking up repeatedly between 2 and 4 in the morning. Your heart feels like it is racing for absolutely no reason. You tried to go back to sleep, but your mind felt incredibly wired and alert, and the matrix tries to medicate your holy awakening. But I need you to completely reject that false diagnosis right now. That specific time is the highest peak of spiritual activity in the unseen realm. God has been waking you up to safely download new divine codes into your spirit. Your physical body was resting while your soul was actively receiving the exact blueprint for your next season. You were never losing sleep. You were actually gaining immense spiritual clarity during those quiet hours, because Archangel Michael used the silence of the night to bypass the chaotic noise of the matrix. He spoke directly to your subconscious mind while the rest of the world was sleeping. The heaviness you felt the next day was just your body processing that massive amount of divine information. Sign number 2 is a sudden pressure around your head or unexpected physical tension. You might have felt a strange tightness at the base of your neck recently, or sometimes it felt like a sudden wave of mild dizziness washed over you. This is not a random sickness attacking your body. This is a powerful energetic detox happening in real time. Your spirit is violently rejecting the low vibrations of your past environment. You are shedding the toxic attachments of people who constantly drained your energy. As those invisible cords are severed, Your physical body reacts to the sudden release of pressure while you literally break the heavy generational chains. It is a holy purge happening on a cellular level. Every time you felt that sudden tension, a dark spiritual tie was being permanently destroyed. Heaven was removing the old programming to make room for your new wealth frequency. You cannot put new wine into old wineskins. Your physical vessel had to be stretched and purified so it would not break under the heavy weight of the incoming blessing. Sign number 3 is perhaps the most profound confirmation of all. You have experienced sudden ringing in your ears or moments of complete unexplainable quietness in your mind. The chaotic overthinking that usually plagues you suddenly stopped out of nowhere, and you felt a strange stillness that almost scared you because it was so unfamiliar. This is pure divine intervention. That high-pitched ringing is not a physical issue with your ears. You are actually hearing the raw frequency of heaven tuning your spiritual receiver. Archangel Michael is adjusting your spiritual antennas to a completely new bandwidth. You are being disconnected from the broadcasting station of the Matrix and plugged directly into the divine source. And that beautiful quietness in your mind is your new permanent state of being. The enemy can no longer project their chaotic thoughts into your head. The shield is fully active, and your mental sanctuary is completely secure today. These 3 signs are absolute proof that your intense spiritual preparation is finally over. You survived the physical upgrade. You are no longer the same person you were just 3 days ago. Your vessel is fully prepared to hold the massive authority God is handing to you. Do not let anyone convince you that your physical experiences were just a medical issue, because you are a chosen one and your body is a sacred temple processing divine power. You must acknowledge this massive shift right now, gently, like this video, not for an algorithm, but as a physical declaration to the universe that you are in alignment with Michael's protection. Let this simple action be your spiritual seal of agreement today. Your soul recognizes the deep truth in these words. You are officially ready to see how the universe is dealing with the people who tried to stop you. We have reached the exact turning point of your spiritual journey today. The atmosphere has completely shifted around your life. The heavy tension you felt earlier is now moving aggressively toward the people who created it. Heaven is executing a massive karmic reversal right before your eyes. You are about to witness the absolute justice of God. Think about the snare they secretly built for you. They dug a deep pit and expected you to fall right into it. They whispered behind your back and tried to assassinate your character. They wanted to isolate you from your blessings by spreading malicious lies. They thought their wicked plans were entirely hidden from the universe. But heaven sees absolutely everything. They made one fatal miscalculation in their dark strategy. They forgot that you are a highly protected chosen one. Archangel Michael did not just block their invisible attack. He took the exact trap they designed for you and turned it into a giant spiritual mirror. Every single curse they sent your way just bounced backward. The people who plotted your downfall are currently in sheer panic. Confusion has violently struck their inner circle today. The very group that united to destroy you is now aggressively turning against each other. The matrix is collapsing around them because their dark frequency cannot sustain itself. They are experiencing the exact chaos they tried to force onto you. They severely misunderstood your quiet and gentle nature. They looked at your kindness and falsely labeled it as severe weakness. They thought your silence meant you were completely defeated and too afraid to fight back. But they did not know your silence was a holy strategy. You stayed quiet because you knew heaven was stepping in as your ultimate defense. You do not need to lift a single finger against them. You do not need to explain yourself to anyone who misunderstood you. God is currently fighting this battle on your behalf with devastating precision. The universe is publicly vindicating you for every private tear you cried. Their hidden plots are being shouted from the rooftops today. Watch how their finances and fake relationships suddenly crumble. The energy they stole from you is being forcefully extracted from their hands. They are losing precious sleep while you are finally finding perfect rest. This is the unbreakable law of divine karma operating at its highest frequency. What you sow is exactly what you must heavily reap. You must understand how deeply heaven honors your extreme restraint. It takes massive spiritual maturity to let your enemies fall without trying to save them. You have a tender heart, and your first instinct is always to help hurting people, but you must firmly resist the sudden urge to rescue them from this divine punishment. They must drink the bitter cup they willingly poured for you. If you try to intervene now, you will disrupt the sacred justice of the universe. You must let the Archangel complete his protective mission today. Leave them in the hands of God and focus entirely on your own rising frequency. Your only job right now is to remain completely untouchable. As they sink into their own manufactured chaos, you are floating effortlessly upward. The heavy chains they tried to wrap around your ankles are melting like hot wax. You are stepping into a profound season of absolute vindication and rapid restoration. The mega deposit they tried to steal is now multiplying heavily in the spiritual realm. Every lie they told about you is turning into a massive blessing. God uses the stones your enemies throw to build your future palace. Their blind hatred was actually the divine catalyst for your greatest promotion. You survived their worst attacks and emerged with a completely purified spirit. The darkness simply could not extinguish your bright divine light. The spiritual scales of the universe are finally balancing today. For years you watched wicked people prosper while you struggled to simply survive. You asked God why the matrix seemed to reward their deeply dark behavior. But heaven was just letting them climb higher, so their inevitable fall would be final. The illusion of their fake success is totally shattering. Your season of being a footstool for their ego is over. You will never again shrink yourself to make them feel comfortable. The authority Archangel Michael is placing on you will completely terrify them. They will watch you walk into doors they cannot even access. Your quiet presence alone will command immense respect from the very people who mocked you. We are now entering the most critical phase of this message. The karma has been delivered, and the enemies are fully scattered. But before heaven hands you the heavy keys to your new reality, we must fully prepare your vessel. There is a deep psychological block you must release right now. Let us move to the final preparation. The enemy is scattered, and the deceptive matrix is entirely broken. But there is one final wall standing between you and your massive breakthrough today, and it is the heavy guilt you are still carrying deep inside your own heart. You must completely empty your spiritual vessel right now. It is not a demon or a toxic person fighting you. You have been secretly blaming yourself for the painful events of your difficult past. You look back at the long years you spent with the wrong people, and you feel a deep sense of foolish regret. You constantly ask yourself why you stayed in those toxic environments for so long while they drained your energy. You heavily feel like you wasted your best years. I need you to completely destroy that false narrative today. You never wasted a single second of your divine timeline. Your tender heart was never foolish for trusting people who eventually betrayed you. You loved them purely because you naturally carry the genuine light of God, and their dark betrayal is entirely their own spiritual debt to pay. You must immediately stop taking responsibility for the unhealed brokenness of other human beings. The heavy guilt you feel is actually a clever trick. The enemy planted it to keep your frequency extremely low. They know that a guilty mind cannot boldly accept a massive divine inheritance because heaven simply cannot pour fresh water into a poisoned vessel. Archangel Michael is asking you to literally drop that heavy emotional baggage right now. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you clearly know today. Your past version made the absolute best choices they could while fighting invisible battles in total darkness. Every single tear and every painful mistake was deeply necessary to completely forge your brilliant armor. You are a generational cycle breaker, and that holy mission requires severe spiritual testing. Pure gold must be thrown into a burning fire before it becomes completely refined. The universe was simply preparing your spirit for immense authority. You are now stepping out of that roaring fire, and you do not even have the faint smell of smoke on your clothes today. As your spirit becomes totally pure today, there is one strict rule you must faithfully follow to receive this incoming blessing. You cannot share this sacred moment with anyone who constantly operates on a lower frequency. The mega deposit heaven is releasing to you is highly sensitive to outside energies. You must quietly protect this divine secret forever. When the financial breakthrough finally hits your bank account this week, you must remain absolutely silent. Do not rush to tell your extended family. Do not post about your sudden victory on the internet. Premature celebration always attracts the greedy eyes of the matrix, so you must let the blessing completely settle into your physical reality first. Quiet authority is the highest level of spiritual power you can ever possibly achieve in this lifetime. A true king or queen never needs to loudly announce that they sit on a royal throne, because their quiet presence alone commands absolute respect from the entire room. You are stepping into a profound season where your mere existence will heavily intimidate your enemies. You have walked through the darkest valleys completely alone for years. You carried the heavy spiritual weight of your family while absolutely no one ever bothered to check on your tired heart. You survived a brutal wilderness that would have easily destroyed an ordinary person. But you did not just survive the violent storm because you actually conquered it entirely. Heaven clearly sees the beautiful purity of your exhausted soul today. If this safe sanctuary has brought profound peace to your spirit during this message, I ask you to consider a gentle act of faith. Sow a seed of gratitude in the pinned comment to multiply your upcoming harvest. Your gentle support keeps this lighthouse burning for the chosen ones. There is another broken warrior out there crying in the dark right now. They think they are completely abandoned by the universe, just like you once did. Your faithful contribution helps us gently reach their heavy heart with this exact divine intervention, and we are building an untouchable army of light together to shatter the old matrix. Take one final deep breath as we quickly approach the holy climax of this prophetic message. The heavy guilt is entirely gone. Your spiritual vessel is completely empty. You are standing perfectly clean before the highest courts of heaven right now, and Archangel Michael is lifting his flaming sword to issue the final divine decree over your waiting life. Lock your attention and gently open your hands to receive this absolute truth. The universe is about to officially change your entire name in the unseen spiritual realm. Do not blink, and do not let your wandering mind distract you for even a single second, because the exact moment of your ultimate liberation has finally arrived at your front door today. Fund 7 Climax and Decree. In the mighty name of the ultimate creator, I speak directly to your spirit right now. The high courts of heaven are officially in session for your specific case today. Archangel Michael stands before the divine throne, holding the heavy records of your entire bloodline. He is reading every single tear you ever cried into the holy atmosphere, while the angels of heaven listen closely to your story. You are finally being recognized. I decree and declare that every dark generational cycle is permanently broken right now. The heavy chains of poverty and endless survival mode stop with you today. You are the ultimate cycle breaker. The invisible barriers that kept your ancestors trapped in severe financial bondage are melting away completely. Your spiritual DNA is being completely rewritten with the pure frequency of absolute abundance, while the universe erases your heavy past. I command the spiritual fatigue to leave your physical body in this exact second. You are no longer required to carry the emotional garbage of unhealed people. The universe officially releases you from that exhausting duty. The heavy mantle of sorrow is falling off your shoulders, and it is being replaced by a garment of pure divine light. Breathe out the heavy trauma completely. Every spoken curse and every jealous thought directed at you is hereby neutralized. The universe is sweeping your path completely clean of any lingering negative attachments. You will wake up tomorrow morning feeling a sudden surge of physical energy that you have not felt since you were a young child. This is the exact feeling of your soul being totally liberated from the matrix. You are safe. Michael is stepping forward and handing you the sacred spiritual key to your new reality. This is not just a simple metaphor for a better life. This is a massive energetic weapon that cuts through every single matrix illusion. You now possess the divine authority to command peace into any chaotic room you enter. The enemy will violently flee when they simply see your shadow approaching them. I activate the mega deposit of wealth and deep restoration over your entire life right now. The doors that were violently slammed in your face are blowing wide open. The resources that the dark system stole from you are returning multiplied by 1,000 times. You are stepping into a profound season of effortless receiving where you do not have to struggle anymore. Your struggle is over. The profound delay you experienced was building an explosive momentum for this exact second. God is bypassing the slow human timeline to bring you instant divine acceleration today. Massive opportunities will begin chasing you down the street and knocking aggressively on your front door. You will no longer have to beg for a seat at any crowded table because you own the entire building. You are completely untethered from the heavy gravity of the old matrix. Your spirit is soaring above the petty drama and the fake relationships that once held you down. You are a flawless masterpiece of God, and your new frequency is entirely untouchable. Let the sacred fire of this divine decree burn away any lingering doubt in your tired mind today. You are completely free. Do not let the sheer magnitude of this incoming blessing intimidate your spirit today. You were explicitly chosen for this heavy mantle before you were even born into this world. Archangel Michael is placing the crown of quiet authority directly onto your head right now. You must wear it with immense pride and absolutely refuse to apologize for your divine brilliance. You survived the darkest fire, and you came out absolutely purified. Heaven knows exactly how much it cost you to keep your beautiful heart soft in a very cruel world. You walked through the brutal wilderness completely alone while carrying the heavy burdens of others. But this sanctuary has safely caught your tears and validated your immense pain today. If this powerful message just shattered a heavy burden you have carried for years, I invite you to act. Consider sowing a faithful seed in the pinned comment below to multiply your coming harvest. Your gentle financial support allows this spiritual ministry to reach the next chosen one who is crying alone right now. We must keep this vital lighthouse burning for them. The dark system wants this channel silenced because we are constantly exposing their hidden traps. But together, we are building an unbreakable army of enlightened cycle breakers. By planting your generous seed, you are violently striking back at the matrix. You are making a physical declaration that you fully accept your new wealth and your ultimate divine authority. Receive this massive blessing with an open heart and a completely quiet mind. The Archangel has finished his protective work, and the heavenly court has ruled entirely in your favor. Your enemies are permanently defeated, and your mega deposit is officially released into your physical reality. The brutal war you fought in the shadows has finally ended in a glorious victory. The massive storm has finally passed, and the divine decree is permanently sealed over your life today. But receiving a mega deposit is only the very first step of your new journey. You must now learn the sacred art of spiritual stewardship. God is transitioning you from a tired warrior into a state of quiet authority. You no longer have to fight. There is a critical rule you must follow to protect this massive incoming blessing. You must remain absolutely silent about your new victories. When the financial breakthrough hits your life, do not run to tell your old friends. Do not post your sudden success on the internet for strangers to see, because the Matrix constantly monitors your words to steal your newfound joy. Premature celebration is a dangerous trap that attracts the greedy eyes of unhealed people. Your extended family might smile at your success, but their underlying jealousy carries a very dark frequency. You must let the blessing completely settle into your physical reality first. Keep your new wealth and your profound peace a strict secret while you protect your energy fiercely against any negative intrusion. People will definitely notice a massive change in your aura this week. They will see a sudden brilliant glow around your face, and they will wonder why you are so incredibly calm. But you owe them absolutely no explanation for your divine elevation. Let them completely misunderstand your silence. Let them assume whatever they want to assume about your distant behavior. You no longer need to explain your soul to people who are entirely committed to misunderstanding your pure spirit. Your energy is incredibly expensive now, and you cannot spend it on cheap drama. From this exact moment forward, your quiet presence alone will easily command immense respect. Your silence will be your sharpest and most effective spiritual weapon. You are officially stepping out of survival mode and entering your beautiful season of rest. You spent years deeply terrified of the future because the Matrix trained you to expect sudden disaster. But that heavy trauma response is completely over today. You can finally drop your tired shoulders and trust that the universe is aggressively working for your absolute good. Archangel Michael has securely locked his heavy shield around your daily path. The chaotic people who once drained your life force can no longer access your sacred frequency. They are permanently locked outside the massive gates of your new spiritual palace. You are fully insulated from the dark energies of the collapsing worldly system around you while you sit in perfect peace. I want you to walk proudly, like the ultimate masterpiece of God that you truly are. When you enter a crowded room tomorrow, you will not shrink yourself to make others comfortable, because your presence is meant to completely shift the atmosphere. You will stand tall and carry your heavy mantle with immense grace. The invisible crown on your head shines brilliantly in the unseen realm for all the angels to clearly see. Always remember that there are absolutely no coincidences in the complicated life of a chosen one. You found this specific message today because heaven orchestrated a divine appointment to save your entire destiny. The algorithm did not randomly push this video onto your screen. The Holy Spirit guided your tired hands to click this exact play button to deliver your total liberation. You must actively protect the pure channel of communication between you and the divine realm. Subscribe to this sacred sanctuary and turn on your notifications right now. This simple action locks your frequency so the enemy cannot intercept your future prophetic messages while you continue to heal. We are building a completely untouchable tribe of cycle breakers together. If your spirit gently brings a specific person to your mind right now, you must share this message with them. Heaven knows exactly who needs to hear this protective truth today to escape their own mental prison. Leave a word of gratitude in the comments below to permanently seal this energy. We do not do it for visibility, but we do it as a powerful spiritual act of final agreement. Do not look back at the broken pieces of your past with any sadness or lingering regret. Everything that was violently stripped away from you was simply making room for this unprecedented spiritual upgrade. The universe cleared your crowded table so a massive feast could be prepared exclusively for you. You are about to taste the absolute sweetness of complete divine favor. The grueling battle is over, and the heavy smoke has completely cleared from your beautiful sky. Archangel Michael is slowly stepping back into the unseen shadows, but his massive shield remains firmly in place. You are totally safe, and you are profoundly loved by the highest power in the entire universe. Close your tired eyes for just a brief second and smile gently at your victory. Take one last deep breath and let the pure divine air fill your empty lungs. The heavy burden of your ancestors is officially lifted, and your new life begins in this exact second. Go forward with absolute peace and enjoy the massive harvest you have rightfully earned after years of painful struggle. Your season of profound, quiet authority has finally arrived. You are completely victorious.